This is my only trade I have. So if I should leave this now, I don't know what I would. Nobody would employ me at my age, I would be afraid him to go out there to say, boy, me I look work. I want me to go to go look. What kind of work? Domestic again? I don't think I would want to go back.
How were you introduced to the wicker furniture making business?
My starting in it was furniture. So I ended up doing domestic work, but after that started to get to me too much. Mr. Ralston Blake introduced me to say, come do wicker and come out of domestic work. So going there at West King's House Road with a gentleman by the name of Mr. Derek Deans. The time I was like around 24, 25. That was way in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And there I started. You do a little cheer sometimes, one cheer take it for the week, but just try. You're learning and you're getting a little stipend. But we didn't know a stipend, we call it pay, because we could go to the supermarket at the end of the week with it. If it's even $7 you get, we could go.
Yeah.
And you start from there until we get into David Matherland at Carry Frame at Norman Road. And there we started again on furnitures, frames and export, and you more feel a more of a wicker work there, and you get into it, but again it's on the furniture side. We know nothing of craft. So we work at David Matherland for a good couple of years until you leave now and I go to Glagzenia House. But I saw it in the paper that they want somebody to do some wicker work. So I went there. But when I went there, it was not of a wicker work also, but like a flowers thing. So I get into flowers while into doing some wicker. So I kind of get into the wicker, into the flowers mostly. And then the wicker kind of sheds away from me a little while. Until met up on a old friend of mine working at 5 Malines Road. And she said, come, we are do wicker on Malines Road. I said, I don't want to go back in a wicker. And she said, come on, me one or two man in the little department, Her name is Sylvia Simit, my Lord, rest her soul now. And I went there. And then she said to the lady, she can't do wicker, Make she do the paperwork, and I do the paperwork. And she said, if you could have a little second dress, you would start work today. I said, I don't want to know wicker still anymore. Go back in the flowers business again. But they convinced me weeks after, and I go back there. And there was a learn. That was school. I couldn't do wicker before. Jordan's was school. You learn to work on metal frame there. Because all our time was board wooden frame. So we learned to work on metal, and there I start my house. I work at Jordan doing wicker till I could make a one room, and then kind of going down. Leaving from there and one go to Unique Wicker at Monines Road again. So we were back and forth from Unique Wicker to Jordan's. As things get slow here, you go there until me and Sylvia again. She had a basket idea. So we just roll up 2 little piece of wicker from workplace, and carry home. Roll it up in the evening and carry it home until we can make two baskets, like samples. And we walk from Halfway Tree to Constant Spring, showing them samples of baskets. Some other 6, some other if it even 3. And we go home and we make them and we go back and we deliver. And so we know to buy our wicker ourselves in St. Margaret's Bay. And we would journey there. So by the time we buy 20 pounds of wicker, we would go.
What made you decide to continue?
But this is my only trade I have. So if I should leave this now, I don't know what I would. Nobody would employ me at my age, I would be afraid him to go out there to say, boy, me I look work. I want me to go look. What kind of work? Domestic again? I don't think I would want to go back.
Tell me about the variety of wicker items you make.
I made chairs, I made headboard, night tables, dinner table, and you call them etagere, whatnots, and so different pieces of furniture in your house, different names. So I made all of them. So I can make chest of drawers, but again, you would have to have the woodworkman to do the completion. So even if I do the little piece at the frame at the front, again, that's the furniture man. So I would put myself out there with those types because I don't have the background with those. But I can do it.
Who are your major buyers?
Well, like the school children, when it's Valentine, and they would want their little basket, so they would come and they would say, Grandma, you know, they want a little size basket to put. I don't know what they want, but they want a small basket. Hey, Grandma, you can make a basket to the size and so on. They will come. And the adult will take up a 2 or a 3. The flower shop will take them by the dozens. So all I have to do is just go through all my time and just make my basket.
Where do you source your wicker?
Where I bought them? From Rural Hill in Portland or St. Margaret's Bay up in the hills. So for me to get my wicker, it's a day out there. But you have people who go in the hills every day and they pull the wicker because that's their source of living. Just like my source of living, to go out there and buy it from them to supply again.
Tell me about the process after that. When you get home with the wicker, what do you do? Tell me about the process.
When I get home, I have to take a morning like this now. I get up and I have to take that bundle of wicker and then I wet it properly. So you can get one bundle of wicker weight 30 pound, 40 pound, 20 pound, 10 pound, 15 pound. Doesn't matter the weight. So you have to take up that bundle of wicker and you go outside with it and you get it soaked in the water. Turn your pipe and wet it. And you stretch it all the way out. And they are all different grades of size of wicker. So you're going to pull all of them apart. You're going to put the one there that suppose you find one that's 1/8 or a 3/8 or a 5/8 or so. You're gonna put them all different because all of them work in different ways. You can see the finish of this one. It's a plat hen. So I come up with a double rib to plat off. But I come up with a single one because I do single ending off with this. Single ending off with this. Now this is an oval, so it's come up with 2 because it go up with 2 and end off. Depending on what you are making.
What's the average time it takes to make a basket?
Well, you don't go through one day to make one basket. So you know what you are going to make. I'm going to take a week to make this pattern. So I get all of this pattern one place. I know how to measure, I know how to cut. So I start the base. When I do the base here, I tied it. The basket don't make. Just the base here you start. And you tie with a piece of rope and you put down. You tie all a dozen of it together. And you put down. So suppose you go and make 3 dozen of this. You do all 3 one time. So when you are making now, you flow. You flow. So that dozen can take you, depending on your speed, a week or less or 2.
How has the wicker furniture business evolved over the years?
It break down, you know. Break down. Because when you see Miss Matalan clothes and Jordan's Limited, which is David Henry clothes, Derek Dean's clothes. Look at Netford Quarry. Yeah, so gone down too. It's just like the guy on Lady Musgrave Road. If you drive and pass out there, you would see him. And so most of who have it now to repair, they buck up on somebody like me, you to be on the road, or they bring it to the Jamaica Society for the Blind. So if you go there, you will see a lot of them wicker work there to be repaired. That's really to reach.
What's the most rewarding part of this business?
to see your handiwork when you're finished and hear somebody say, "Ah, you do it." You feel good and I relax in a chair that I start and finish it. And when we finish at Jordan and they take our picture with our work, we always do that. Take our picture with some work that you made for the first time. And we go there and when Friday come and you really see people passing and looking at your work when you put them out in the front, you know that come from your hand. Very, very, very